Okay, good evening folks. It is Sunday the 27th of June 2010. Just going to take a look at this Aussie dollar for the week ahead, see what kind of opportunities it may bring. So we've been looking at this one sort of in the room. We've made the we've broken the upper back resistance here at 88.43, which turns the market bullish on this daily chart. As I've been saying kind of all week in the room there, we'd made the 9 count sell setup here just as we'd sort of broken the bat there, so that was a good sign, to give us a wee bit of a move down before maybe eventually moving higher on the back of that. So we had a bit of a big bounce sort of late on Friday. If we zoom into maybe the 5-minute chart, we'll see. So you see from maybe around about 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, about 3 o'clock there, 3:50. After that we had a bit of a bounce on there on a lot of these dollar cross pairings. So I mean, it's I was kind of hoping that we'd get down maybe to the 85 level and maybe produce that bearish thrust bar as well. So we've not actually produced the bearish thrust, and where we are currently, I'd need to wait now for a removal of that 88.31 to the daily close, and then look to buy that level once it's removed to the close. Yeah, so I mean, that's why I was kind of wanting to see some thrust bars coming down here, so we'd have a lower level to maybe buy once it was removed to the close. But at the moment anyway, it looks like that's not going to be on the cards. You can see here on the weekly chart, we're obviously set up for a sell here. We failed at the 88.59, but I mean, it wasn't really a bad week. On the back of this kind of week, we could quite easily get above this 88.59 and coming into this coming week and close above there, in which case, based on the daily chart, I would probably look to use that level as well, but we'll probably use that as a daily level and close above there before we do on the weekly. I mean, the only thing with this is I'm still kind of looking towards selling this 89.34 level. As you know, when we did break the upper back resistance, I was hoping we would kind of keep going up to the 89.34 level. So it's going to be fairly tight. That's why I would have preferred to been buying down at this 85 level, or another bearish thrust on the way down to possibly buy the removal of that, once we close above there, to give us a wee bit more room on looking up towards that 89 sort of 50 area. That would have given us about 250 pips, something like that, if we'd have made another bearish thrust here to remove the high. But I mean, again though, if we do remove this 88.31 level to the close, there's still plenty of room to have a 5-minute bounce and then get it to break even, and then we'll test that 89 level and see the 89.34 and see if the market is actually going to fail there. Another scenario here that I'm seeing on a few of the other dollar crosses as well. We're going to post an inside month here. Obviously last month saw sort of quite a lot of movement, so we're going to post an inside month here. So we could actually have a possibility of a sort of a Haikaki setup here. If we were to close the month out near current levels, we've only got 3 days next week of the month, so if we were to close the month out around about the same levels that we're at the moment, come up and obviously make a new high, so we'd go through the inside bars high, fail the 89.34 level, and then move lower on the back of that from there. I mean, that's certainly how the weekly chart's looking anyway. I mean, yeah, we've got this kind of initial signal that the market might be turning here on the daily charts, which is why I'm quite happy to take that on the 5-minute chart. Like I say, 5-minute, 15-minute chart, get it to break even off the level, the initial bounce from the important level, and then keep a runner going in case this is the turning point. But still, on the weekly, it's still looking bearish. And also on the monthly, we're still looking bearish. All we're basically doing here is covering the most of this thrust bar here, which is common anyway. That's usually what you would expect to see happen. So yeah, so we do have a few options on this weekly chart, buying options on the daily and selling options there on the monthly. and based on the weekly chart and the monthly chart, we should start to see this pair move lower against the US dollar. So I mean that's how it's looking, and until I get any other further confirmation, which would really be the removal of this thrust bar's high to the close, which would really dampen the whole bearish scenario there. So yeah, so hopefully we'll be able to sort of plan for both outcomes here, try and get involved for both outcomes. So we'll just keep an eye on that going into the new week. But initially there'll be nothing doing on this Aussie dollar. Okay, cheers.